bit of an impromptu one, I'm not going to lie, which is why I look like this, because I looked okay. Was going to take my hair extensions out, so I started shoving all my hair up, you know, how getting it out your face. And then I was like, do you know what? Someone's really irritated me online, and I need to get this off my chest, because I don't have a lot of people I can talk to about this kind of stuff, because people don't understand, because they're not in the same, I don't want to say line of work, because that makes me sound worse, and that makes them sound like they have a valued point, but they don't. So we're going to start with the reasons for the comments and what the comments were. Then we're going to talk about my weight loss, and we're going to talk about where I'm at, and we're going to talk about the comments that I've been getting on a lot of my videos to do with my weight loss for my first podcasts, which is, where is my mental health at? Where am I mentally at about my eating? And how am I coping with the food situation? So the comments I've had this evening is, I think I'm now fucking brilliant because I've lost so much weight. I think I'm amazing because this, honestly, it was just the most degrading, nasty, vicious comments, and just basically saying that I use my daughter. I hate to break it to people, but when I did not intentionally fall into what I'm doing. This is not my dream job, believe it or fucking not. And I think that I'm a great believer in things happen for a reason, and I'm a great believer in fate and progress and paths that we choose to go down. And for whatever reason, this is the path we ended up on and chose to stay on, because it suited us, it suits our lifestyle, it suits how we manage our day-to-day lives, with the fact that Nicole does have a disability, the fact that we're sharing that with so many people to raise awareness for it. Now, lots of people, I'm sure I'm like fucking Marmite to people. I've always been like that way. You're either going to like me or not like me, and I'll be honest, I don't give a fuck whether you don't like me. I am not on this planet to serve your emotions. I'm on this planet to raise my children and be a decent human being. I don't need validation from other people in my life, other than the people that I love and cherish, and to know that I am being true to me and how I feel and who I am. And I know that I am, because Callum is very much anti videos, anti being in the limelight, and he actually, because of that, keeps me very fucking grounded, and I'm grateful of that fact. So for me, I don't feel like you're upsetting, but I don't feel like you understand, and I feel like it comes from a place of jealousy, which I don't get, because we wouldn't be in this position if Nicole didn't have Tourette's. Now, would we rather not be in this position, live normal lives, and Nicole not have Tourette's? Absolutely we would. Absolutely we would. Which is why we're continually going back to the neurologists and paediatricians and trying to get different types of things to try for Nicole. She's worn out. She's worn out. She's had enough. Like, 3.5 years is a fucking long time to live with what she's living with. So, yeah. Would I change it? Yeah, if I could, I would. Of course I would. Can I change it? No, I fucking can't. So I'm going to play the cards I've been dealt. These are my cards and I'm playing them. If you don't like that, that is on you, not me. I feel like this is going to be a really ranty podcast, but where it comes from is, I feel $1 million. I don't look it right now. I feel a fucking $1 million. And do you know why I feel $1 million? Because I took control of my life by changing something about myself that was making me fucking miserable. And I don't know how many times I have to tell people, I do not feel the same. 16 months ago, I was weighing 16, 17 stone, right? And I was morbidly obese and fucking miserable. Now, I'll get on to the fact of how you feel now that you don't, because when you first start this and you can't eat very much, trust me, there's times where mentally I struggled, I regretted my decision. I love food. I was a fat fuck. I fucking love food. I love chocolate. I love shit. Not actual food, obviously. I mean, like chocolate and crisps and all that sort of junk foody stuff. And for me, not being able to have any of that was really, really difficult. And it got to a point where I was on my period. I was eating solid food again. And I was craving. My body was still craving like it used to. And I really, really, really wanted chocolate. So I ate a chocolate bar for 20 minutes, half an hour maybe. I had to lay down on my bed. I thought I was going to be physically sick. I was so ill. It made me physically ill. I think it's classed as dumping is the correct terminology. I mean, you'd probably think I would know this shit seeing as I've had the surgery, but I don't. But I think it's classed as dumping, where your body has just took too much. You're not meant to have had it, and your body's just said, no. And it's taken me a long time to learn where my point is, because it got to a point where I started to want to eat more because I was gluttonous. And it's very difficult to get that balance of where you're not physically hungry. Your body's already told you you're full, but your brain is still telling you you want to eat more because you're a gluttonous fuck. And I struggled up until very recently, actually, with only having a tiny bit and only being able to have a tiny bit. And it does take a very, very, very long time to mentally get your head around the fact that actually having only that little amount, you're still getting to have something. It's just you're not being gluttonous, and you don't need it. Like, so now I would always have a pudding. I was always a person that would go out and I would have a pudding. It didn't matter whether I ate a starter, a main, or whatever. I always had to have a pudding. I need to seal my stomach, as they say. And now Callum or one of the kids will get a pudding and I will have a spoonful, and that is enough. I'm done. I'm happy. Like, genuinely, that is all I need. And being able to get into that mindset has really, really helped, because now I pick at things, and I've turned, I mean, Callum calls me a goat, because I graze through the day. So I don't have massive meals anymore. And I just have like a little bit, and then I'll have a little bit, and then I'll have a little bit. Like, my first Christmas dinner was awful. It was dreadful, and I was so upset because I really wanted to eat. I flipping love roast. I'm a vegetarian, but I love roast potatoes. I love vegetables. I love gravy. I love it. I love it all. I love parsnips. Like, I love all of that. And I couldn't eat hardly anything. I love broccoli. Like, and I couldn't even eat the healthier stuff. Like, I physically couldn't eat it. So it has taken a really long time for my stomach and my brain to like marry up and balance out, because it's really, really difficult. You can have all the surgeries you want in the world, but until you're mentally there, it's difficult and you will struggle. I've gone from 17 stone down to 10 stone, and that's quite insane when you think about it like that. But now I look at myself in the mirror, bar my boobs, which is my final piece of my puzzle. I look in the mirror now and I fucking smile. I actually look in the mirror and I smile. I have never been excited to go clothes shopping since I was like 19, 20. And I'm 39 and I was fucking buzzing going into New Look. And I took in a size 12 of me because I was like, I reckon I'll be a 12. And went in with a 12 and they were too big. And I just stood in that change room and I actually could have cried with happiness, because never in my, I would have been happy to get to a size 14 and be a size 14. I think that is healthy. I think I feel good about myself when I was a size 14. And I think that it suits my frame. I don't look too big, etc. And I think that is an average healthy size. I didn't contemplate in a million years I would ever be a size 12, like ever. And so that was why, taking in a 12 and learning that actually a 12 was still too big for me, I was like, holy moly. My brain couldn't process. And some shops, as we all know, and again, please, anybody who is having any sort of issues about their body and body dysmorphia and eating and all those things, please, please, please talk to somebody, a professional, because it makes a huge difference about your mental health. I can't explain how different I feel now to I did 16 months ago. I I felt awful. I felt absolutely awful. I look in a mirror now and I'm fucking happy. And most days I'm like, Callum, look at me. And he's like, yes, I'm looking at you. Like, I'm literally like a petulant child that is like, Mom, 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 look at me, look at me, look at me. Because I'm so fucking happy with myself. And never would I have thought before the day I die, I would look in a mirror and be fucking pleased with what I see and what is reflecting back at me. And I think that does change your personality. It does give you more confidence. It does make you feel better. It does not change your personality in a sense of you were a really nice person when you're fat and now you're a cunt. What it's done is give me that confidence that I feel good about myself. It's given me a glow about myself, and I'm not afraid of being me. And this is why I don't give a shit about anybody filming when I don't know, and meeting people anywhere, because gladly, I have never ever been anything but raw and honest online. So I show the shitty days. I show the days that I'm buzzing. I show all the in between. I show the good, the bad, the ugly, as a cliche as it is. And I think that I don't ever have to worry turning on a camera and being, right, I've got to be fake now. Right. How was I? I need to be happy, buzzy, but I am just me. And I think that where people go into this kind of type of lifestyle, I mean, there was that woman who did that video that ended up on YouTube that she was like, oh, get in the camera, get in the camera. Oh, you're crying, you're crying. And it's clear that she isn't who she says she is in real life, and she's putting out this persona. And I've never been that, because I am how I am. And when people meet me, I relish in the fact that people always say you're exactly like you are online. And I'm glad that that's what you see, because that is how I am. If you think that I'm not a nice person, I think that comes from a reflection of yourself, not me, because I know I'm a good person and I do good things. I just don't have the need or the necessity to film the things that I do that people don't see. I've said it before, and I think I've said it in a podcast before. From a very young age, I've always donated to charities and done things. And every 6 months I would swap to another charity. Even before running and setting up a charity myself, like, I've always been one of those girls that, like, when we went into town with our friends, if I saw a homeless person, I would buy them chips, because my mum, I was of a generation, my mum was like, don't ever give them money, like, give them food, buy them stuff that they can use or utilize. I mean, now my brain and my mindset, again, I'm probably going off on a tangent, which is literally me. My mindset has changed that, like, if they want money and that's what they're asking for, it is their right to choose what they spend it on. So I do actually give money now, and I didn't used to. And even with Nicole, when Nicole was little, we used to go to like Boots or Superdrug or wherever other businesses are available. I don't know, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I wish I was, that would be amazing. Anyway, I digress. And we would go and buy like baby wipes and toothpaste and toothbrushes and like deodorant, depending on if it was a guy or a girl. We would give that way, and like bottles of drink and a couple of choices of sandwiches. So like, I've always been this person, and I don't feel like I have to prove that to anybody. My point is, if I appear like I have more confidence, if I appear more smiley and more fucking happy, and I'm showing myself in clothes now and doing clothing hauls and doing full length pictures and videos, it's because I'm fucking proud of myself and I feel $1 million. Okay, I don't know why I said pounds, we're not in America. But I feel amazing, and I don't feel like I should be ashamed for feeling that way. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. I'm not going to apologise. I just kind of did. I'm not going to apologise for feeling good, looking in the mirror and being fucking happy with what I see. Because isn't that what we all aspire to want? Isn't that what everybody tries to achieve when you're doing these diets and when you're going to the gym? Aren't you all wanting to look in the mirror and smile at yourself smiling back. Is that not what everybody wants? Because right now I have that. Maybe you do think I'm a cunt because I have that, but I have that, and I worked hard for that, and I'm happy, and I don't think you should begrudge anybody's happiness. And I feel like social media has got a little bit toxic, that you can't share your proud things and you can't share the happy bits, because people want you to be miserable like them so that they can relate to you more. And I genuinely feel like that's what it is, and I feel that's unfair, but I do feel like that is what it is. I've got bikinis to try on. Mate, I'm fucking going in a video and I am trying on them bad boys. The only thing I'm not 100% happy with is my boobs, but that has been something that's been a lifelong thing. Simply, well, I say lifelong, it's been 11 years that I've not been happy with my boobs, simply because I had a boob job. I fucking loved them. They were brilliant. I was more than happy with them. They were perfect, exactly what I wanted. And then I don't know if you remember, I had it came out in the news about the dodgy PIP implants, and they were like mattress filler and not non-medical grade silicone and all sorts of shit. And I had those, and I was very unfortunate. And I ended up having to have them taken out and replaced. And when I had them replaced, I wasn't listened to, and they went up like 2 sizes bigger than what I was, and it was a whole big drama. And I'm not happy with them. And that is one thing I will change. I'm currently saving for to change. And yeah, when I get that, I feel like I will be able to look in a mirror and be just fucking happy. Like life is, again, I don't want to get into like this whole philosophical shit and start getting upset and crying, because it always brings me back to, I have lost so many people in the last 6 years that have died way before their fucking time. Totally, it's always the nicest people on the planet that go first. It makes you put things in perspective. I don't live like every day is my last, because that's just impractical. Nobody's ever going to do that. That is ridiculous, and I do hate that saying. But I do feel like you need to live for the moments, and I do feel like you should make the most of life, because you don't know how short it will be. And we all say that, and we all go around saying that, but unless you truly like take that in properly, you won't ever be happy, because you just don't know in life. You just don't. And it is a case of, don't go to bed on an argument. Like, don't storm off in an argument and go drive a car. Like, you don't know what is around the corner. And I know it is a fucking cliche, but it is genuinely true. And I've made myself happy. I'm going to continue to be happy. And if that offends other people, unfortunately, I'm not responsible for their feelings. I'm only responsible for my own and my family, what I put out to my closest, my nearest and dearest. I'm hoping this didn't be too ranty. Sorry. But yeah, I needed to get that off my chest, and I needed people to see that whatever you say online does resonate with people, and it can be hurtful. So just as much as I'm the flip side of I don't give a fuck, there's someone else out there who's on the other side, and you going, oh my God, you're fat, or oh my God, look at your hairline, or oh my God, look at your crooked nose, or oh my God, look at your cheeks, or like, I don't know, I'm thinking off the top of my head of things. You don't actually know how that will affect that person. Like, I genuinely, again, cliche, my mother always taught me, if you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. There is no need to be nasty. There is literally no need. And I think people always say like, oh, you know, be kind. And 9 times out of 10, the person that's saying it is an absolute arsehole. Like, so many people that are like the be kind advocates and mental health advocates, they're the ones that comment on videos, and you go back to their page and they've got it all at the top, like mental health awareness, and you just think, really? Like, sorry. Anyway, I will shut up now. I hope I haven't droned on too long and you're not bored shitless of me. And yeah, I will endeavour to do another podcast solely based on my tummy tuck and my tummy tuck journey. And yeah, this is Jodie's Journey signing out.